Hi everyone, it's Jade here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So today we're going to be carrying on with this colour challenge that we've been doing. So I've made sure that I've got all of the pencils listed that we've got left to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and pick which pencils we're going to be using today. Oh, and it looks like Arteza is the winner. Okay. So there's 120 pencils in the Arteza set, so I'm going to go ahead and get them ready and I'll be back in a second. Okay everyone, so the Arteza colour pencils don't run in any particular order, so I've had to enter all 120 different coloured pencils into the wheel. So we're going to go ahead and see what colour we get first, and there is a lot to choose from. So we will see which one the wheel picks for us. Oh, it looks like it's frozen. I think it's having a bit of a hard time choosing between the colours. We'll give it a second to see if it comes back. Oh, okay, so 117 is the winner. So I'll go ahead and get that one out and we will remove that from the list. Okay guys, so 117 is rust orange. So that's our first colour. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get our second colour. So let's spin the wheel and see what we get. Hopefully we'll get some nice colours that we can work together. So this looks like it's going to be 504. It's definitely stopped there, but is it going to keep going? Oh, no, it's still going. 609, so I'll go ahead and get that one out. Okay guys, so this is 609, which is Matcha Green, so that's our second colour. Okay, so let's go ahead and get number 3. So let's see what the wheel picks for us this time. Dun, dun, dun. Has it stopped? Has it finished? I don't think so. I think it's going to go again in a second. It's taking its time today. Okay, so that looks like 109. Yeah, number 109. So I'll go ahead and get that one out. Okay guys, so number 3 is Yellow Ochre 109. So I'm going to add that to the pile. And now we're going to get our fourth colour. So we're going to have 7 again, the same as we did last time. So that's the first 3. So let's go ahead and see what we get next. .006. So 006 is Smoke Grey, if the camera will focus. So that's number 4. So let's go ahead and get number 5. So that's 014. So I'm going to go ahead and get that one. Okay guys, so 014 is Ash Black, so like a really dark blacky kind of colour. Okay, so we're on to our final 2, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we get this time. We've got quite an autumnal looking palette so far, which is going to be interesting to try and colour with. .310 is the winner, so I'll go ahead and pick that one out now. Okay guys, so next we've got Dark Chocolate Brown 310. So it's shaping up to be a dark looking picture. Okay, so let's get our final colour and see what we are going to be getting. Dun, dun, dun. Hopefully it'll be one that sort of matches the theme that we've got. Maybe another green. We could do with another green. Let's see what we get. .605 is our winner, so I'm going to go ahead and get that one out. Okay you guys, and the last colour, 605, is Shamrock Green, so like a tealy kind of colour. So let's go ahead and swatch these out and see what we've got to work with today. Okay guys, so we'll start with 605. So we'll go ahead and swatch this out. So as you can see, this is like a tealy green colour. Then the next green that we got was 609 Matcha Green. So we'll swatch these out next to each other. So quite different in colour. Then we've got 117, which is Rust Orange. So that's like a browny orangey colour. We got Dark Chocolate 310, very dark brown. Then we've got Yellow Ochre 109, sorry. Let's put this one at the top. So that's quite a nice yellow colour. Then we've got Smoke Grey 006. So that's just a pale grey. And then we've got Ash Black 014, which I'm guessing is going to look black. Yeah, more or less black. So these are the colours that we've got to work with. As you can see, it's quite an autumnal sort of selection of colours. So you've got like the oranges and the browns and the greys, and even the yellow's kind of like a muted yellow. So this is going to be interesting. Right, okay. So now we need to decide which picture we're going to do with these colours. Okay everybody, so after much deliberation I have decided to do the house picture. So I thought that we would go ahead and start with Matcha Green 609, and we're going to make a start on these trees here at the top. So what I'm going to do is just go in with light pressure at first and just do a base coat on these so that we can get a bit of the colour down. And I might try and add some shadow to them with the Shamrock Green. Hopefully it won't be too dark or too different. So we'll go ahead and do a base coat on these. So just light pressure all over. Next, going in with Shamrock Green 605. I'm going to go ahead and add some shade to these. So I'm going to add the shade down here because this would be darker from the house. So just sort of follow that all the way along the top of the house. And back here. And then I'm just going to lift the pressure to blend this out a little bit easier. Okay, so for this one we're going to have some shade all the way along the roof again, and down here. So I'm just going to do a bit more harder pressure here where we want it to be the darkest, and then just lift the pressure as you come away to blend this out. And for this one, we're going to darken up here because this one is behind the other one. So this would be in a bit of shadow there and all along the side of the house. And then we're going to lift the pressure again to help this blend out into the other green. Okay, so we're going to go back in with Matcha Green and we're going to fill this in. So I'm just going to use normal pressure now, and I'm going to take it over where we did the lighter pressure, and I'm also going to go over where we've added the Shamrock Green so that it all blends together nicely. I think we've been quite lucky so far with the colours that we've got, and I think it helps to have like these little pictures so you can sort of pick which ones are going to do better with the colours that you've been given. So I think that always helps a little bit, but it's still been quite challenging at times, like trying to do the basket in the last one was quite difficult because I wanted it to be brown, but I didn't have a brown. So it's definitely a good challenge. If you guys want to try it, let me know how you get on. You can just find the random colour generator on Google. So if you just type into Google random colour generator, it'll come up, and then you can use that to help you pick your colours. Okay, so for this roof here, I'm going to go in with Rust Orange 117, and I'm going to do a light base coat on this and see how it looks. So I'm just using light pressure again just to put a little bit of colour down, and then see which colours are going to look good to add some shadow into this. So I think we'll do that one orange, and I think we'll do this one here orange as well. I might end up doing them all the same, but I'm just going to do it like this for now, and then if I change my mind I can always do different colours on the other ones. So I'm going to go in with dark chocolate brown to do our shading. So I'm going to start by just adding a little bit of shade to this top corner here and to this bottom corner where it joins. So we'll do the same here, so just darken up each corner and then lift the pressure as you come towards the middle so it'll blend in easier with the orange. And then I think we'll add a little bit of shade to this top section here. So I'm just using light pressure and I'm just running the pencil along this edge, just going sort of up and down just to make little lines of shadow in there. Then I'm just going to go along the top and just darken this up a little bit more right at the edge. And then I'm going to go back in with Rust Orange and blend this together and see how it looks. I don't think I've even used this pencil before. It's actually quite a nice colour. See, this is the thing when you use these random colour challenges, you end up using colours that you would never normally pick. And it's quite nice to see what you can actually achieve with them when you start colouring. Okay, I think that looks pretty cute. So I'm going to do the same for this one. So I'm going to go in with the dark chocolate and I'm just going to use light pressure and just darken up the bottom and the top sections of the roof. And then I'm going to go back in with the Rust Orange and fill these in. I'm just going to go back in with the dark chocolate and just darken up the very edges of this. So I'm going to go in with Smoke Grey and do a base coat on the house itself. I think we'll definitely do this bit grey, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in this bit. Again, I'm just using light pressure here. Then I'm going to go in with the Ash Black 014. So I'm going to use this to add some shade. Now this is going to be quite dark, so I'm just going to use light pressure with this. Okay, so I'm going to add some shade here under the roof. So again, just really light pressure because I know this is quite a dark colour. And I'm just taking this down the sides and along the edge of the roof, just to add a little bit of darkness to that. So we'll do the same here. So I'm going to run this all the way along where the roof joins, and then sort of take this colour out and down here, because this would be in shade from this roof. So we'll just darken that up a little bit. but again, I'm still using light pressure. I'm going to go ahead and add some in here because this would all be darker. Do a little bit there and a little bit here along the bottom. And I'm going to go back in with smoke grey and just go over this to blend it all together. So next I think we should do these leaves. Maybe yellow and green. Should we do them yellow and green? That might look nice. So I'm going to go in with yellow ochre and I'm just going to do the base of these leaves. So just take it to about halfway. And I'm just using normal pressure for this. And then I'm going to go in with Shamrock Green 605 and I'm going to go and do the top part and then lift the pressure as you go over the orange so that it just blends together nicely. I'm going to do this for all of these leaves. And then you can go back in with the yellow and just take that over the green, just help it blend together a little bit easier. Okay, so next we're going to do this one here. So I'm going to go ahead with the rust orange and make a start on this little window box. So I'm going to go in with light pressure and fill this all in because I want this to match the roof. And then going in with chocolate brown, dark chocolate brown, I'm going to add some shade to the edges. And just a little bit underneath the bush, just to cast a bit of a shadow. And then I'm going to go back over that with the orange rust and blend it all together. And I'm going to do the window frame the same so that it all matches. So we've got like a matching roof, window and flower box. So I'll just add some dark brown to this to shade it. So I'm just adding it to the bottom where it's joining onto this bush because that would cast a bit of a shadow. Okay, and I'm going to do the house grey the same as what we've done for this one with the orange roof so that it all matches. So again, I'm going to go in with smoke grey as our base colour. Then with ash black, again with light pressure, we're going to start to add some shade to this. So I'm going to shade underneath the roof, make that a little bit darker, like it's casting a shadow down. And we're going to shade this side because the light's coming from over here. So we'll add a bit of shade down here and under them leaves. I'm going to use this colour to add shade all the way along this bottom piece, and I'm going to fill in these little bricks with this darker colour as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over this with smoke grey and blend it all together. Then I'm going to use yellow ochre to fill in inside of the window so it looks like there's a bit of light coming from in there. So I'm just going to use light pressure and just fill these in. And I might as well do the other windows whilst I've got this colour out. This little sunshine window. And one down here. Next I'm going to go in with Shamrock Green and I'm going to fill in these little dots on this sort of little bush that's in the basket, the window basket. So I want these to be a little bit darker, and then we're going to fill the rest in with Matcha Green. So going in with Matcha Green, I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this in. And then using Shamrock Green, I'm going to darken up the bottoms of these leaves so that they're darker at the bottom. And then I'm going to use Matcha Green to fill in the tops. Okay, we're going to do this one next. So this roof I'm going to go in with Shamrock Green and we're going to give it like a bluey green roof. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a base coat on this. So I'm just going to use light pressure and just fill this in. And then we'll have to try and pick a colour to add some shade to this. I don't know whether to use the really dark grey again. Might try that one. So we'll go in with ash black and see what happens. So again, I'm just going to use light pressure, but I'm just going to put like a little bit of a shadow here from this house. And then a little bit of a shadow here where the roof comes out. And I'll take it all the way along the top. And then I'm just going to darken up along this joining line. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. I'm going to go back over it with Shamrock Green and see what it looks like. Okay, not bad. So I think I'm going to do the same roof for these two. So we'll go in with the Shamrock Green and do a base coat on these. And then going back in with ash black, I'm going to start to add some shade. So I'm going to shade the bottoms and the tops like we did for the orange roof. And then back in with Shamrock Green. I'm going to use this ash black to fill in around this little circle window, so just to really darken that up. And then I'm going to use Shamrock Green to do the window frame. And the door frame. And we'll do this window frame in the same colour. Okay, so for this little house here, I'm going to try going in with the yellow ochre first. So I'm going to do a light base coat on this. Then I'm going to go in with the dark chocolate brown. I'm just going to use really light pressure and just add a little bit of shade here underneath this little canopy roof. And then I'm going to shade along here by the window. And then I'm just going to use normal pressure to fill in these little bricks that Rita's drawn in. And then I'm going to go back in with yellow ochre. I'm going to use a bit more pressure and go over where I've added the brown. And just fill this in completely. Then going back in with Shamrock Green, I'm going to use this to fill in this bottom edge here. And then I'm going to use the ash black to shade these two side bits. And then just go ahead and blend that all together with the shamrock again. So I think I'm going to do the same for these two. So I'm going to do the orange and brown, or the yellow and brown. So I'm going to go in with yellow ochre first and get a base coat down on these houses. So I'm going to go in with dark chocolate brown again, and just with light pressure again, I'm going to add a shadow here from the roof, just down this side. I'm going to go ahead and shade down here because this would all be in shadow. This bit of the door here. And then along here from this roof. And down here. We'll do some around the window. And this roof. And around the window. And then down all the way along the door. And we'll take it down this edge as well. And then what I might do is just add a little bit more pressure here so that this bit is a lot darker, because it's going to be really pushed back. So let's try that. So I'm going to go in with the yellow and go over all of this and mix it all together. Okay, so I am just going to go back in with the brown, and I'm just going to add a little bit more right underneath the roof line, just to darken that up. And the same on this side, down this edge. Go ahead and do a bit more pressure down here and just darken that up all the way along. Just so that it stands out a bit more. For the chimney, I'm going to go in with smoke grey. So I'm going to add this colour to the chimney. I'm going to go in with ash black and add a bit of shadow to this. So I'm going to shade over these lines here. And then I'm just going to do both edges. And just leave a little patch of light in the middle. I'm going to do the same for the door. So I'm going to go in with smoke grey and fill in the door. And then ash black to add some shading. I'm going to shade it on this side. And then for these boards at the bottom, I'm going to make them match this side. So I'm going to go in with Shamrock Green first. do a base coat. And then I'm going to go in with the ash black colour and add some shadow. Go over this bit completely, so that's a bit darker. I'll just add a little bit to the bottoms of the door. I'll just go over that to blend it. So now taking Matcha Green, we're just going to go ahead and go over where we've got these little dots. Just add in a little bit of grass to this house. Okay guys, so next going in with our Posca pen, we're going to add some highlights to this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add some little lines on this window here. So just 2 little diagonal lines. Then over here, I'm going to add some to this window. So again, just 2 little lines. And we'll do the same for this one. So just take it over the window frame so it looks like it is reflecting. And then I'm just going to add 2 little dots to these little leaves here, just on the one side. And I think we'll add a few little dots just around the top part of these trees, just to make it look like this is a little bit brighter. We'll add a little highlight onto here. We'll do one on this roof. A little one there. And a little one there. Okay guys, so this is how it turned out with the 7 different Arteza pencils. I actually really like it. I think it looks quite nice and autumnal. Definitely not colours that I would have chosen, but you know, this is the whole point of the random colour wheel challenge. So I'll just zoom you out so that you guys can take a look from a distance. So as you can see, none of our pictures match on this page. They're all different. But yeah, I think it's coming on all right so far. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.